You might be surprised, but eating the wrong kind of breakfast food regularly can increase your risk of heart disease, memory decline, and chronic inflammation, especially if you're over 65. And that's not just speculation. These findings are backed by long-term research published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society. The unsettling part? Many of these harmful foods are commonly found on senior breakfast tables every morning. From blood sugar spikes to weakened digestion and foggy thinking, certain popular breakfast choices may be doing quiet but serious damage, while disguising themselves as healthy. In fact, one particular item, often praised by diet trends, has been linked to impaired cognition and mineral loss. We'll reveal that later. But don't worry, in this guide, we'll show you exactly which 3 breakfast foods to avoid, and more importantly, which 3 to embrace if you want to support your heart, brain, bones, and energy after 65. Listen until the end, because the most dangerous food might already be on your plate, and the best one might be hiding in your fridge. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. 3 types of breakfast foods the elderly should eat. 1. Whole oats, a shield for the aging heart and mind. For seniors navigating the complex journey of aging, every meal is more than just fuel. It is a quiet, powerful form of self-care. Among breakfast choices, one humble grain stands out not just for its warmth and comfort, but for its remarkable ability to protect what matters most: your heart, your brain, and your longevity. That grain is whole oats. Whole oats, particularly steel-cut or rolled oats, are packed with beta-glucan, a soluble fiber that forms a gentle gel in the stomach and intestines. This fiber binds to cholesterol particles and helps flush them from the body, reducing LDL cholesterol, the type that hardens arteries and increases the risk of heart attacks and strokes. For someone over 65, when heart disease becomes more common and the blood vessels naturally stiffen with time, this is not a small benefit. It's a lifeline. But the story of oats goes deeper than just the heart. These grains are also a brain protective powerhouse, supporting blood sugar stability throughout the morning. When blood sugar spikes and crashes, it doesn't just lead to fatigue. It fuels inflammation, the silent culprit behind cognitive decline. Oats release energy slowly and steadily, providing mental clarity and focus in a way that sugary cereals or white toast never could. For seniors worried about memory loss or mental fog, this subtle balance can make all the difference between a day of frustration and a day of vitality. Oats also offer key minerals like magnesium, zinc, and iron, which support immune strength, nerve health, and oxygen transport, functions that naturally become less efficient with age. These nutrients are often missing from the diets of older adults, especially those who eat smaller meals or live alone. Including oats in the morning is a simple act of nourishment that addresses some of the most pressing biological changes that come with aging. Even more compelling is the emotional comfort oats can bring. A warm bowl of oats, perhaps prepared with cinnamon berries or a splash of almond milk, offers not just nutrition, but a sense of ritual, grounding, and peace. In a world that often feels rushed or isolating for older adults, this quiet morning habit can be a meaningful moment of care and stability. So while oats may appear modest in the pantry, they carry the power to strengthen bones, soothe digestion, and sharpen the mind, all in a single bowl. It's no wonder that those who regularly eat oats tend to live longer, healthier lives, according to studies from institutions like Harvard and Tufts. But what if the next food you eat could do more than protect your heart? It could preserve your memory and vision? Let's talk about a breakfast choice that's not only delicious, but deeply nourishing for the brain. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number 2. 2. Eggs. Nourishment for the brain, strength for the body. In a world where dietary advice is constantly shifting, one timeless food has stood quietly at the center of our breakfast plates for generations: eggs. For seniors, this simple food is far more than a morning habit. It is a nutrient-rich cornerstone of brain health, muscular strength, and graceful aging. An egg may look small, but inside it lies an intricate combination of high-quality protein, essential vitamins, and brain-boosting compounds that are uniquely suited to the needs of people over 65. As we age, our body's ability to build and maintain muscle naturally declines. This process, known as sarcopenia, can lead to weakness, falls, and a loss of independence. Eggs deliver one of the most complete forms of protein available, helping preserve muscle mass and physical resilience, especially when consumed in the morning when protein absorption is most efficient. But the true magic of eggs lies in their powerful effect on the aging brain. Each yolk is rich in choline, a nutrient that most Americans, particularly older adults, are deficient in. Choline is a key building block for acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter essential for memory and learning. Studies have shown that low choline intake is linked to increased risk of cognitive decline and even early signs of dementia. Including eggs in your breakfast routine is not only delicious, it's a daily investment in mental clarity, focus, and emotional stability. Beyond choline, eggs are also one of the few natural sources of vitamin B12, which supports nerve function and energy production. A deficiency in B12, common in seniors due to decreased stomach acid, can cause fatigue, balance issues, and even memory problems. Eating eggs helps close that gap in a way that is gentle on the digestive system and comforting to the soul. Let's not forget the eyes either. The golden yolk also contains lutein and zeaxanthin, two antioxidants that accumulate in the retina and protect against age-related macular degeneration, the leading cause of vision loss in older adults. Unlike pills or fortified products, these compounds are absorbed better when they come in a natural food like eggs, with their delicate blend of fats and nutrients working together in harmony. Eating an egg, especially when gently poached or boiled, isn't just a nod to tradition. It's a modern act of self-respect. It's a moment of giving your body and brain the tools they need to thrive, not just survive. And while eggs feed the brain and body, the next food we'll explore does something even more remarkable. It heals the gut, supports the bones, and reduces silent inflammation. What is it, and why do so few seniors take advantage of its full potential? Let's find out. 3. Plain Greek yogurt, a quiet healer for the aging body. As we grow older, the quiet work of healing, cell by cell, system by system, becomes more important than ever. And while modern medicine offers many tools, there are simple, natural ways to support that healing every single day, starting with what we choose to eat for breakfast. One of the most overlooked yet powerful allies in this journey is a bowl of plain Greek yogurt. At first glance, it may seem like just another dairy product, but Greek yogurt is far more than that. It is a therapeutic food, rich in probiotics, calcium, protein, and anti-inflammatory compounds. each one playing a role in restoring balance and vitality to the aging body. For seniors, especially those dealing with digestive discomfort, weak bones, or chronic inflammation, this food offers a kind of gentle medicine that no pill can match. Let's begin with digestion. With age, the gut microbiome, the vast ecosystem of good bacteria that lives in our intestines, tends to decline in both diversity and strength. This can lead to bloating, irregular bowel movements, or worse, a weakened immune response. Greek yogurt is filled with live active cultures or probiotics that help repopulate this inner ecosystem. These beneficial bacteria not only improve digestion but also boost nutrient absorption, reduce inflammation, and even support emotional well-being, thanks to the intricate gut-brain connection. But the benefits of Greek yogurt stretch beyond the digestive tract. It's a calcium powerhouse, and calcium is critical after age 65, especially for women, to prevent bone thinning and fractures. Unlike many other calcium sources, Greek yogurt contains this vital mineral in a highly bioavailable form, meaning your body can absorb and use it more effectively. Combined with its high protein content, it also supports muscle maintenance and bone density, which are key for preventing frailty and maintaining independence as we age. What makes Greek yogurt even more remarkable is its ability to fight silent inflammation, an invisible yet powerful force behind many chronic illnesses, from heart disease to arthritis to Alzheimer's. Because it is low in sugar, unlike flavored yogurts and rich in natural anti-inflammatory fats, Greek yogurt helps calm the body from the inside out. Its creamy texture and slightly tangy taste offer more than just physical nourishment. For many seniors, it brings a sense of comfort, routine, and care. A soft, satisfying reminder that health can begin with the smallest acts of intention. Pair it with a handful of berries or a spoonful of flaxseed, and you've created a breakfast that doesn't just fill the stomach. It heals, strengthens, and protects. But while certain foods quietly rebuild us from within, others can silently break us down. In the next section, we'll uncover 3 common breakfast foods that may be accelerating aging, harming your memory, and straining your heart without you even realizing it. You'll want to pay close attention. 3 foods elderly people should avoid for breakfast. 1. Sugary breakfast cereals. The sweet start that slowly steals your health. They sit on the shelves in bright, cheerful boxes, often labeled with words like whole grain, vitamin fortified, or heart healthy. But many of the cereals marketed to older adults are anything but. For seniors, especially those aiming to protect their heart, mind, and metabolism, sugary breakfast cereals may be the most deceptive danger hiding in plain sight on the breakfast table. What makes them so harmful? It's not just the added sugars. Though a single serving can pack up to 30 grams of sugar, nearly the entire daily limit recommended by the American Heart Association. It's the combination of refined carbohydrates and artificial additives that create a metabolic storm in the aging body. The quick hit of sugar causes your blood glucose to spike dramatically, flooding your system with energy that crashes just as quickly, leaving you tired, irritable, and more likely to overeat later in the day. But the damage goes beyond short-term fatigue. The price you pay for starting your mornings with sugary cereals is silent, cumulative, and deeply personal. That daily spike and crash wears on your insulin sensitivity, increasing your risk of type 2 diabetes, a disease that already affects 25% of Americans over the age of 65. It fuels chronic inflammation, which science now links directly to heart disease, joint pain, and neurodegenerative conditions like dementia. And it promotes abdominal fat storage, which isn't just cosmetic, it's metabolically active tissue that increases risk of stroke and cognitive decline. The texture may be light and the portion small, but these cereals are nutritional imposters. They're often stripped of meaningful fiber, loaded with synthetic vitamins the body may struggle to absorb, and flavored with chemical additives that disrupt gut health. For seniors whose digestion slows and whose medication routines are complex, this can lead to constipation, bloating, and even impaired absorption of critical nutrients like calcium and magnesium. And there's an emotional price too. Many seniors choose these cereals for convenience or nostalgia, but over time, the resulting energy crashes and mood swings can deepen feelings of isolation or sadness. It becomes harder to stay mentally sharp, physically active, or emotionally balanced when your breakfast is quietly working against you. If your morning routine includes a bowl of cereal from a box, it's time to reconsider what that ritual is truly costing you, not just in sugar, but in strength, stability, and mental clarity. But what about that other beloved breakfast staple? The one that feels comforting, familiar, and even elegant, but may actually be harming your memory and weakening your bones? The next item on our list might surprise you, and it's probably sitting in your kitchen right now. 2. White bread, the morning staple that erodes memory and weakens the body. For many older adults, white bread is a symbol of comfort, a soft slice of nostalgia that brings back memories of simpler times. It's easy to chew, quick to toast, and often forms the base of a familiar breakfast. But beneath its gentle texture and mild taste lies a reality that's anything but comforting. For seniors, white bread is not just nutritionally empty. It's actively working against the very systems that aging bodies need to protect most. White bread is made from refined flour, a product stripped of its fiber, vitamins, and natural oils. What remains is a high glycemic, fast-digesting starch that behaves in the body much like sugar. When eaten in the morning, it causes a sharp rise in blood glucose, forcing your pancreas to release a surge of insulin. That cycle, repeated day after day, damages insulin sensitivity and leads to energy crashes, cravings, and over time, a serious risk of type 2 diabetes, a condition that already affects millions of seniors in the US. But the harm doesn't stop at blood sugar. The price you pay for starting your morning with white bread is seen most clearly in how it affects your brain and bones. A growing body of research has linked diets high in refined carbohydrates with an increased risk of cognitive decline and early memory loss. The mechanism is subtle but serious. Refined carbs promote low-grade inflammation throughout the body, including in the brain, where it can interfere with neurotransmitter function and memory formation. At the same time, white bread contributes nothing meaningful to your bone health. In fact, its high levels of phytic acid can bind to minerals like calcium and magnesium, making them harder for your body to absorb. For seniors, especially women at risk for osteoporosis, this loss of mineral absorption can quietly accelerate bone thinning, even if you think you're doing everything right. And then there's the emotional impact, something many don't talk about. Seniors often reach for white bread because it's easy to digest and soft on aging teeth. But that very softness contributes to a sense of fragility, both physically and emotionally. When our food lacks strength and substance, we start to feel the same way. You deserve more than a meal that dissolves into sugar and leaves your body more vulnerable than it was before you ate it. There is a better way. A stronger slice of nourishment made from whole grains that fuel your brain and bones instead of draining them. But before we move on to the foods you should eat, there's one more breakfast habit we must talk about. It's liquid, often cold, and sold as a healthy alternative, but it may be silently aging your heart and damaging your gut from the inside out. 3. Bottled fruit juice, the sweet drink that silently ages you. It seems like such an innocent way to start the day, pouring a glass of orange juice or apple juice into a tall, clean glass. It looks fresh, feels light, and tastes like sunshine. For many seniors, it's a ritual tied to health, vitality, even childhood. But behind that sweet golden liquid lies a hidden risk, one that accelerates aging, inflames your body, and undermines your health far more than most people realize. Fruit juice, especially the kind sold in bottles or cartons, is often marketed as a health food. But what's often left out of that picture is how these juices behave inside your body, particularly after the age of 65. When fruit is juiced and stripped of its fiber, what remains is mostly fructose, a natural sugar that, when consumed in isolation, hits the liver like a freight train. Unlike whole fruit, which releases sugar slowly thanks to its fiber content, bottled juice floods your bloodstream in minutes, causing a sharp blood sugar spike, followed by a steep crash. The price you pay for that moment of sweet refreshment is far greater than a few empty calories. Over time, daily consumption of bottled fruit juice contributes to insulin resistance, a condition that affects nearly 1/3 of older adults and is a key driver of type 2 diabetes. It also plays a silent but devastating role in the formation of visceral fat, the kind of fat that wraps around your internal organs and increases the risk of heart disease, cognitive decline, and even some cancers. Worse still, this sugar overload fuels chronic inflammation, the invisible force now widely accepted as a root cause of aging-related diseases, from arthritis to Alzheimer's. For seniors already battling inflammation in joints, nerves, or the gut, juice acts like gasoline on a slow-burning fire. But there's another price, one that's more emotional. Many older adults believe they're making a good choice by drinking juice, and the betrayal of that belief can lead to confusion and distrust. Juice feels familiar, comforting, and easy. Yet this ease often comes at the expense of long-term vitality, robbing you of the very energy and clarity you hoped it would provide. A piece of whole fruit gives you vitamins, fiber, and satisfaction. A glass of juice gives you a blood sugar roller coaster, metabolic strain, and a body less equipped to age gracefully. It's not a fair trade, not for the life you deserve. So as you consider what to pour into your glass tomorrow morning, remember, clarity begins with what you consume. And now that we've cleared the table of what to avoid, it's time to shift the focus. What if you could rebuild your health, one simple breakfast at a time, starting with the 3 most powerful foods your body actually craves after 65? Let's begin. A better morning, a stronger you. As we grow older, breakfast is no longer just about filling the stomach. It becomes a quiet, intentional act of care. It's the first decision we make each day, and over time, those small decisions shape our strength, clarity, and quality of life in ways we don't always notice until we do. Maybe you've been eating the same foods for decades, out of habit, convenience, or simply comfort. That's completely human. But the truth is, your body today doesn't need the same things it did when you were 40 or even 50. The aging body speaks softly but clearly. It needs gentler sugars, more fiber, cleaner fats, and real nourishment that supports healing, not harm. Choosing the right breakfast isn't about restriction or fear. It's about making a quiet promise to yourself each morning to feed your heart, protect your brain, support your bones, and calm inflammation. The foods you embrace can either make aging heavier or make it lighter. So if there are foods on your plate that leave you feeling sluggish, foggy, or uncomfortable, let them go. Not all traditions are meant to last forever. And if there are new foods, maybe oats, eggs, Greek yogurt, that feel unfamiliar but kind to your body, invite them in. You're not too old to change. In fact, this chapter of life is the perfect time to listen more deeply to what your body is telling you. Health in your 60s, 70s, and beyond doesn't come from doing everything perfectly. It comes from doing the simple things consistently. One small shift in the morning can ripple into a sharper mind, a stronger step, a steadier heart. So tomorrow, as you stand at the counter or sit at the table, remember, what you eat isn't just food. It's your first act of self-respect for the day. Choose wisely. Nourish intentionally, and let every bite move you closer to the energy, clarity, and resilience you deserve. Because aging well isn't about adding more time to your life. It's about adding more life to your time. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.